Across the globe, in front of grand palaces and ancient castles, they stand. They are figures of immense discipline and unwavering focus. These are the Royal Guards. Many see them simply as a tourist attraction, a photo opportunity. People marvel at their colorful uniforms and their stoic, unmoving presence. They seem almost like statues, frozen in time. Yet, beneath that calm exterior, lies a story of incredible power, dedication, and a duty that has been passed down through generations. They are not just for show. They are a living, breathing symbol of a nation's history and its enduring strength, a silent promise of protection. Their image is iconic, recognized by people from every corner of the world. The tall bearskin hats of the British Guards, the elegant plumes of the Swedish Royal Guard, the distinctive uniforms of the Danish Royal Life Guards. Each one tells a unique story. Tourists gather in their thousands, cameras clicking, hoping to capture a moment with these famous figures. They might try to make them laugh, to make them move, to get any reaction at all. But what many fail to understand is that this is not a performance. This is a real job, with real responsibilities and very real consequences for those who do not show the proper respect. The silence of a royal guard is often mistaken for passivity, but it is in fact a display of incredible mental fortitude. Imagine standing for hours on end, rain, sun, snow, without flinching. All the while, hundreds of people are watching you, talking about you, and sometimes even trying to provoke you. This requires a level of concentration and self-control that few of us possess. Their stillness is not emptiness. It is a reservoir of potential energy, a coiled spring ready to act in an instant if a threat presents itself. They are the quiet guardians, the watchful eyes that protect the heart of a monarchy. So, the next time you see a royal guard, look a little closer. Look beyond the magnificent uniform and the seemingly blank expression. Try to see the history in their stance, the training in their stillness, and the pride in their posture. These are not just soldiers. They are the custodians of tradition, the embodiment of national honor. They represent a link between the past and the present, a constant in an ever-changing world. And they command a level of respect that is earned through centuries of unwavering service and an unshakable commitment to their solemn duty. The tradition of royal guards is as old as monarchy itself. For as long as there have been kings and queens, there has been a need for an elite group of soldiers to protect them. These were not just any soldiers. They were the best of the best, chosen for their loyalty, their bravery, and their formidable skill in combat. Their primary role has always been the personal protection of the sovereign and the royal family. They were the last line of defense, a human shield standing between their monarch and any potential danger. This sacred duty has been the cornerstone of their existence for hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of years. One of the most famous examples, the British Foot Guards, can trace their origins back to the 1600s. They have fought in almost every major conflict the country has been involved in, from the fields of Waterloo to the modern-day battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. Their ceremonial duties at the palaces are just one part of their job. They are, first and foremost, highly trained infantry soldiers. This dual role is crucial to understanding their importance. They are not actors in a historical play. They are active duty soldiers who have faced real combat and are prepared to do so again at a moment's notice to protect their sovereign and their country. This history is not just confined to Britain. In Denmark, the Royal Life Guards were founded in 1658 by King Frederick III. Their motto is Pro Rege et Greg, which means for king and people. Similarly, the Spanish Royal Guard has a lineage that stretches back to the Middle Ages. Becoming a Royal Guard is an exceptionally demanding process. It is a journey that tests an individual's physical limits and mental limits to the absolute extreme. Recruits must first pass the standard, rigorous training every soldier undergoes. They must prove they are capable and effective soldiers before they can be considered for ceremonial duties. Grueling physical fitness tests, weapons handling, battlefield tactics, survival skills. Foundational military training ensures every guard is a formidable combatant ready for any situation, not just a parade. Once proven, specialized training begins. hundreds of hours practicing drill movements until movements are flawless and robotic. Every step, every turn, every rifle movement must be perfect. They learn to stand completely still for hours, enduring physical discomfort and mental fatigue without showing weakness. Not just discipline, but conditioning the mind for unwavering focus, impervious to distraction and discomfort. The rules are incredibly strict: forbidden from speaking, forbidden from smiling, forbidden from making any unnecessary movements. Not rudeness, a critical security function. A distracted guard is a vulnerable guard. Entire focus on surroundings, watching for any sign of a threat. Even a momentary lapse could have dire consequences. This absolute discipline makes them effective and intimidating, trained to be a wall of impenetrable focus. When a royal guard is on duty, they are not just a person in a uniform. They are a representative of the crown and the armed forces. They are, for all intents and purposes, a weapon. And there are very clear rules of engagement that dictate how they respond to threats. Here's how that escalation looks. The first stage of their response is often a simple, non-physical warning. For the British Guards, this might involve stamping their feet loudly on the ground, or shouting a sharp, clear command like, "Make way for the Queen's Guard." This is your first and only polite warning to move away and show respect. If a person ignores these initial warnings and continues to touch, obstruct, or harass the guard, the situation escalates. The guard is fully authorized to use physical force to remove the obstacle. This can be a startling and abrupt experience for an unsuspecting tourist. The guard might push the person away firmly with an open hand or use the butt of their rifle to create space. They will not hesitate. Their movements are swift, precise, and executed without emotion. Their primary duty is to maintain their post and ensure the security of the area, and they will use the necessary force to achieve that objective. The most serious level of response is reserved for situations where the guard perceives a genuine threat to their safety or the palace. In this case, they are authorized to point their rifle, which is a fully functional and loaded weapon, at the individual. This action is known as coming to the port, and it is an unmistakable signal that the situation has become critically serious. It is the final warning before potentially lethal force is used. The internet is filled with videos of people attempting to provoke royal guards, often ending in embarrassing or painful results. These incidents are powerful cautionary tales. One famous example: a tourist marches alongside a guard, mimicking his steps, getting far too close. After a few moments, the guard, without breaking his stride, suddenly stamped his foot, "Make way for the Queen's Guard." The tourist jumped out of his skin and scurried away, much to the amusement of the watching crowd. In another widely circulated video, a young woman placed her hand on a guard's shoulder at Windsor Castle while her friend took a photo. The guard's reaction was instantaneous. He spun around, lowered his rifle. "Get back from the Queen's Guard!" The woman shrieked in terror and fled. Touching a guard is seen as a potential threat. In that split second, the guard can't tell if the hand holds a weapon. His training dictates that he must react immediately to ensure his own safety and the security of his post. A more serious incident occurred when a tourist repeatedly tried to touch a guard's rifle. The rifle is not a prop. It is the soldier's weapon and an extension of his duty. After verbal warnings were ignored, the guard forcefully pushed the man away. These actions are not taken lightly. Such incidents are reviewed by commanding officers, and the guard must justify their response. The military consistently supports soldiers when they are following their training. The responsibility for the escalation always falls on the person who broke the rules. These stories are amusing from afar, but they carry a vital message. They demonstrate the clear boundary between the public and these active duty soldiers. Messing with a royal guard is not a game. You are not challenging a performer, you are challenging a highly trained soldier empowered to use force. The guard will always win, and the tourist will walk away embarrassed. A simple lesson in cause and effect, a stark reminder of the authority they command. The ceremonies involving royal guards are a breathtaking display of precision and tradition. The most famous of these is the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. Now, this is not just a simple shift change. It is a formal ceremony where the new guard, accompanied by a band, marches to the palace to relieve the old guard, which has been on duty. Every single movement, from the intricate foot drills to the symbolic exchange of keys, has been practiced to perfection. It is a piece of living theater that has been performed for centuries, a spectacle that draws millions of visitors each year who are captivated by its flawless execution. The discipline required to perform these ceremonies is immense. A full parade and inspection can last for over half an hour, during which the soldiers must remain perfectly still, often under the intense scrutiny of a royal family member or a high-ranking officer. Their uniforms are inspected with meticulous care. A single speck of dust or a misplaced button can result in punishment. This attention to detail might seem excessive, but it is fundamental to the ethos of the Guard. It teaches that every small detail matters, and that perfection is the only acceptable standard, both on the parade ground and on the battlefield. Another fascinating ceremony is Trooping the Color, which takes place annually to celebrate the sovereign's official birthday. This grand parade involves over 1,400 soldiers, 200 horses, and 400 musicians. The color refers to the regimental flag, which is trooped or carried down the ranks of soldiers. This tradition dates back to the battlefield, where the flag was used as a rallying point. Today it stands as a spectacular tribute to both the sovereign and the armed forces. These rituals are more than just pageantry. They are a public reaffirmation of the bond between the military and the monarchy, a powerful statement of stability, order, and continuity. In a world that is constantly changing, these ceremonies provide a sense of permanence and a connection to a shared heritage. The incredible synchronicity and flawless execution are a visible representation of the discipline and strength of the nation's armed forces. They are a source of immense pride for the soldiers who participate in them and for the citizens who watch them. The uniform of a royal guard is one of the most recognizable military outfits in the world, but it is also one of the most misunderstood. The most iconic element is the tall black bearskin hat. It was originally designed to make soldiers appear taller and more intimidating on the battlefield. These hats are made from the fur of Canadian black bears. They can weigh around 1.5 pounds, almost 0.7 kilograms. In wet weather, they can become significantly heavier, adding to the physical burden the guards must endure while on duty. The bright red tunic, another famous feature, also has a practical origin. It was one of the cheapest and most readily available dyes in the 17th and 18th centuries. More importantly, the color red was thought to conceal bloodstains and make soldiers appear more formidable and unified as they advanced in formation. Today, the red tunic remains a powerful symbol of British identity and military history. Every single part of the uniform has meaning. The arrangement of the buttons on the tunic tells you which of the 5 Foot Guard regiments a soldier belongs to. Grenadier Guards, single buttons. Coldstream Guards, buttons in pairs. Scots Guards, in 3s. Irish Guards, in 4s. Welsh Guards, in 5s. Even the plumes or hackles worn on their bear skins have different colors and positions to distinguish the regiments. A subtle but important detail for those in the know. Ultimately, the uniform is a symbol of the immense sacrifice and discipline required to be a royal guard. It is heavy, often uncomfortable, and must be maintained in immaculate condition. When a soldier puts on that uniform, they cease to be an individual and become a part of something much larger than themselves. They become a living embodiment of their regiment's history, their nation's pride, and the unwavering duty to protect the crown. The uniform is not a costume. It is their honor made visible. Beyond their role as protectors of the monarch, royal guards serve a deeper, more symbolic purpose. They are the guardians of tradition and the embodiment of national pride. In an age of rapid technological and social change, they provide a powerful, visible link to a country's history. Their unchanging presence at royal palaces is a comforting symbol of stability. It reminds people of the long, storied history of their nation, the struggles and the triumphs. They stand as a bulwark against the erosion of culture, a living monument to a heritage worth preserving. This role is particularly important for the younger generation, and for a global audience. For many young people, history can feel distant and irrelevant. But seeing a royal guard, in the flesh, performing a ceremony that has been conducted for hundreds of years, makes history tangible. It brings it to life. It is an experience that cannot be replicated by reading a book, or by watching a documentary. It fosters a sense of wonder and curiosity. encouraging people to learn more about the traditions and the stories these guards represent, connecting them to a past they might otherwise never encounter. For the global community, royal guards are often one of the most enduring images of a nation. They are ambassadors of culture. When people think of London, they think of the Queen's Guard. When they visit Stockholm, they seek out the Swedish Royal Guard. These soldiers project discipline, strength, and elegance. They are a key part of the national brand, attracting tourism, fostering a positive international image. They showcase a nation that values its history, respects its institutions, and maintains the highest standards of excellence. In essence, royal guards are the keepers of a nation's soul. They do more than just stand watch over a building. They stand watch over a legacy. They remind their fellow citizens of who they are and where they come from. Their unwavering discipline and dedication are a source of collective inspiration. They demonstrate that traditions of honor, loyalty, and service are still relevant and valuable in the modern world. In their silent, stoic watch, they protect not just a person, but an idea. The idea of a nation with a proud past and an enduring spirit. We have journeyed through the history, the training, the solemn duties of the Royal Guards. We have seen that they are far more than just ceremonial figures for tourist photographs. They are elite soldiers, forged in a crucible of discipline that few could withstand. They are the inheritors of a centuries-old legacy of loyalty and sacrifice. They are active-duty members of the armed forces, prepared at any moment to defend their monarch and their nation with their lives. Their stoic silence is not passivity, but a profound state of readiness and unwavering focus. The stories of those who have chosen to disrespect them serve as a clear and simple lesson. To challenge a guard is to challenge an institution, to test the resolve of a soldier whose training dictates a swift and decisive response. Their actions are not born of malice, but of duty. They are following orders and upholding the security protocols that are essential to their role. The boundary they maintain is not personal, it is a professional necessity. Respecting that boundary is not just a matter of courtesy, but a matter of common sense and personal safety. When you look upon a royal guard, remember the weight they carry, the weight of their heavy uniform, the weight of their nation's history, and the weight of their solemn responsibility. Their presence is a testament to the enduring power of tradition, discipline, and national pride. They connect the past to the present and stand as a symbol of stability in a world that is always in flux. They are a source of awe and inspiration, a living example of what human beings can achieve through dedication and an unbreakable will. Therefore, we should not just respect them, we should honor them. We should afford them the space and the dignity their role demands. Observe them, admire them, and take your photographs from a respectful distance. Appreciate the spectacle of their ceremonies and the perfection of their drill. But understand that they are on duty, performing a vital security role. By showing them respect, we are not just being polite to a soldier. We are paying homage to a powerful symbol of history, honor, and the untold strength that lies behind the magnificent uniform.